couldn't get very much sleep, actually. I didn't eat much. I wasn't very playful at times. I got mad at almost everything.
That psychiatric drugs have become a permanent fixture in school life across America is certain. But equally certain is the mounting evidence of the harmful reactions and side effects of these drugs that, despite their medical-sounding names, are in the same category as cocaine. Parents of children who have been targeted by the psychiatric industry for drug treatment know firsthand how dangerous this can be. You need to be informed. What are the risks? What are the side effects? Are there alternatives? You need to find out what kids have to say about their mental health experience, and to hear from parents who have dared to question the indiscriminate use of psychiatric drugs on their kids in the captive school environment. Here is another of these stories.
Starting in the kindergarten, he was real active. They were very unhappy with that, so they started pushing towards being evaluated for ADHD. I basically followed their lead and went and had it done, and that was one of the biggest mistakes I ever did.
When I was on that medicine, it wasn't very fun to be on. I really didn't like it. I just hated drinking all the water to help get the medicine down. It wasn't very fun to have to be all down. Everybody'd be like, hey, he's not very happy all the time and stuff. It's just like not very fun. I didn't like it at all.
As far as home goes, there's never really was any major problems, just activity. He'd bounce one thing to the other, which, I didn't really have a problem with that because as this kid growing up. The school, they always had a problem with activity. It's basically sit down, be still, don't move, do as the teacher says all the time. Most of these kids has got some kind of disability, whether it be ADHD or ODD or whatever, but they all get put into one class. If they're out of control in that class, they had a room they called the timeout room. They'd be put into that room. If they didn't volunteer to put themselves in it, they were forced into that room, restrained if it took restraining.
The restraining was painful. The way they'd hold your arms in positions, and they'd put you in the control room for over at least 3 hours if it takes it. And I hated being in there. I'd try to push them off the door, try to open it to get out, but they put like little kegs at the door to keep you in too.
It kept getting worse. They finally processed him into the 3rd grade, which he was actually mainstreamed several times in and out of this class into a regular class. But 3rd grade, close to the end of the year, they placed 2 charges against him. From my understanding, it was assault charges, where he supposedly had struck one of the teachers, which, from listening to the 2 teachers, the principal and so forth, I think it was just thrashing around trying to get out of the restraint, and in the process, one of them might have got hit with an elbow or something like that. Going into the 4th grade of the next year, everything and anything he'd done, they filed a charge against him. So we was in and out of court the whole year.
It's like I was only so old, and I was in court having these teachers be so mean to put charges on a child. I just can't believe how they do that to some little boy.
So there was a lot of plea bargaining with them, trying to get charges reduced or whatever to keep him from being pulled out of the house, which they were pushing for strongly because they called social services in on us probably a dozen or so times over that same year. He actually wound up being hospitalized for 10 days due to all the court situation. And that's when we actually got him off of the medication, thanks to the doctor in the hospital where he was actually committed to. After 10 days, he came out and we made a couple more court appearances. and I arranged for homeschooling, which the court tried to stop. But I got all the clearance and everything from the home office, and he's been homeschooled ever since and been doing great since then. Medication free other than fish oil. And that seems to be a big help.
I was relieved, happy, excited. I wasn't just an everyday stick in the mud. Got to do everything I wished I could do and have to swallow any of those pills I used to. And I'm just happy I'm not on that anymore. Well, I do take medicines, fish oil. I wouldn't exactly call it a medicine, though, because it helps you. But, yeah, I'm just relieved to be off of all that medicine, out of all that court system. Just happy to be with my family. I loved him a lot for helping me out, but he really was helping me a lot. I really appreciate what he did for me.
I found out more and more about the side effects, and when I did, that's when I really started pushing and fighting real hard to get them off of the medications. But it was basically a losing battle dealing with the school systems and the courts because they worked hand in hand with each other. And I just kept fighting until it all worked out. And that's when, with the contacts, that's where CCHR came in play, and that's where I really got educated on a lot of the side effects and so what direction to go for some of the help.
For more information on psychiatric drugs and the alternatives, visit our website,